time waits for no man, unless that man is Chuck Norris. If you spell Chuck Norris in Scrabble, you win, forever. Chuck Norris breathes air ... 5 times a day. When God said, "Let there be light," Chuck Norris said, "Say please." Chuck Norris tears cure cancer, too bad he has never cry. Chuck Norris does not sleep, he waits. There is no chin behind Chuck Norris' beard, there is only another fist. The chief export of Chuck Norris is pain. On the seventh day, God rested ... Chuck Norris took over. If you want a list of Chuck Norris enemies, just check the extinct species list. Chuck Norris once shot an enemy plane down with his finger, by yelling, "Bang." Some kids pee their name in the snow, Chuck Norris can pee his name into concrete. Chuck Norris can have both feet on the ground and kick but at the same time. Once a cobra bit Chuck Norris' leg. After 5 days of excruciating pain, the cobra died. When the boogeyman goes to sleep, every night he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't read books, he stares them down until he gets the information he wants. Chuck Norris doesn't read books, he stares them down until he gets the information he wants. If Chuck Norris were to travel to an alternate dimension in which there was another Chuck Norris and they both fought, they would both win. The dinosaurs looked at Chuck Norris the wrong way once. You know what happened to them? If you ask Chuck Norris what time it is, he always says, "2 seconds till." After you ask, "2 seconds to what?" he roundhouse kicks you in the face. Chuck Norris appeared in the Street Fighter 2 video game, but was removed by beta testers because every button caused him to do a roundhouse kick. When asked about this glitch, Chuck Norris replied, "That's no glitch." Since 1940, the year Chuck Norris was born, roundhouse kick-related deaths had increased 13,000%. Chuck Norris recently had the idea to sell his pee as a canned beverage. It's now called Red Bull. If paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, and scissors beats paper, what beats all three at the same time? Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris' roundhouse kick is so powerful, it can be seen from outer space by the naked eye. Chuck Norris does not use spell check. If he happens to misspell a word, Oxford will change the spelling. When Chuck Norris looks in a mirror, the mirror shatters, because not even glass is dumb enough to get in between Chuck Norris and Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris once went skydiving, but promised never to do it again. 1 Grand Canyon is enough. In an average living room there are 1,000 objects Chuck Norris could use to kill you, including the room itself. Chuck Norris invented airplanes because he was tired of being the only person that could fly. Chuck Norris once went skydiving, but promised never to do it again. 1 Grand Canyon is enough. When Chuck Norris was born, the only person who cried was the doctor. Never slapped Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris once kicked a horse in the chin. Its descendants are now known as giraffes. Chuck Norris destroyed the periodic table, because Chuck Norris only recognizes the element of surprise. The show Survivor had the original premise of putting people on an island with Chuck Norris. There were no survivors. In Pamplona, Spain, the people may be running from the bulls, but the bulls are running from Chuck Norris. There has never been a hurricane named Chuck because it would have destroyed everything. Chuck Norris used to beat up his shadow because it was following too close. It now stands 15 feet behind him. The only time Chuck Norris was ever wrong was when he thought he had made a mistake. When Chuck Norris looks in a mirror, the mirror shatters, because not even glass is dumb enough to get in between Chuck Norris and Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris never retreats, he just attacks in the opposite direction. Chuck Norris can build a snowman out of rain.